Now when it come to making money, I'm a printing press. And when it come to being trill, I'm the litmus test. Run it like a fitness.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? Chuck is back in the building. Secure the Bag Trading YouTube channel is here to give you some more updates on gold, Great Britain USD. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, I hope everybody had a great week last week, but as going forward, we got to keep this train rolling and continue making this money. All right. First off, we're gonna start off with gold, and we got up what happened last week and what we was looking forward to happening. And if you go back and look at my last week recording, you can see that we overall was started off with gold sitting around 1876 area, and we was looking for this to do a small retest. I'm sorry, let me see, maybe 1880 area. Looking for this to do a small retest down to 1880 area and then go up. That was my overall bias, what I want to see. But I also mentioned that if gold comes down on the daily chart and close below this zone right here, being more particular, maybe 1875 was my zone that I was looking for to close, which we did get. I say once that closed below there, if you're still holding a buy, you just take those losses or do a hedge or trading, whatever you need to do. But if it did close below this area, this was a sale, which would happen. And from here, I took the sale all the way down to our take profit, which here I have here with the money sign. And overall, gold got really close in this area. So I went ahead and made a decision to go ahead and take all my profits right above it and enter a buy, because gold was showing a lot of bullish candles that it wanted to set up on a smaller time frame for a buy. And I immediately jumped in a buy, and we took that up shortly from around 1833 area, somewhere in this area. It went up maybe 60 pips and then decided it wanted to go back down. And gold came back down, back into and hit that money sign area, which I wanted to hit anyways. So I still was looking for a buy, but after it came down and closed below it, we went here and took that loss, looking at probably about 100 and so, maybe 110 pips from that area. But again, once it closed below, I knew it was coming to this area or maybe this area here. And we jumped in, came down. I took it all the way down to 1,800 even. So a small $100 pip loss and gained another 270 pips roughly, which is pretty much double the loss back. So sometimes this is how the game is played, but overall this gold sale played out really well. Last week I told you guys what would happen if it closed below 1875, and if you would have just took this down to the money sign and stayed out, you'd have been good to go. But of course, I'm a very aggressive trader, so once I took my money, I'm looking for the next one immediately. But I gave you guys a play, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get ready for the next week. As you can see, we got to close below this trend, which I think is holding very well right now. So I have different zones I'm looking for here. I want to see gold give me a retrace, but that doesn't have to happen. But we're going to chart it out anyways. Looking for gold to give me a retest back up to this area here, back to the trend line, the money sign area, which is around 1827, 1830 area. And from there, I would like to see gold come down probably roughly around here. This is the area that I do want to see hit. But overall, this is my main area that I want to see gold come to if you look across the board. So It's going to be a lot of play up and down here. So we possibly are looking forward to come around here, around this area, around the 1890 areas. And it could just continue crashing, but if you get in that sale, you can pretty much hold it, or you can try to play for some pullbacks. But overall, I want to see gold end up to this area here, the 1720 area. And then we still have this in play also if this breaks. All right. So this is what I have for gold right now. If you go back and back test and look across the board, you can see why I'm coming up with this. We had a golfing candle here also where we got a nice candle down and a golden candle that proceeded above that candle. So this was, I would definitely want to see this area come back and touch this again overall. So we're going to move that money sign right here. And again, like I tell you before, if you want to just take the play and be happy, this would be the play I would look for to take all my profit. If you want to risk it and look for a buy here or sell here, now you're playing more of a gambling game. So if you play it safe, take all your profits here and just leave gold alone and wait till the next setup for the next week. All right. Which I probably will be doing myself. Use some of my own advice. Stop being such an aggressive trader. Let me see here. And then we have, so now we're going to move this bias down here only because we are trading below this zone. So what I want to write is bias on gold selling. All right. This is closed. We can take this out. That play has happened. A lot of these plays are happening. It's out the way. We remove that zone. Make sure you guys remember, keep all these zones up, because as gold does become back bullish again, these zones will be back in reference to areas that will be hit. So always keep these areas saved in your archives as zones. Write them down, keep them on your chart, make a new chart with these areas marked off. Whatever you need to do to keep these areas so you can recognize them when they do hit these zones again. All right. I'm gonna keep that there. I just know this is a major zone for me. But we also can get to, we always got to make sure we look for the worst case scenario. Gold comes up and close above again. 1949, we said we can still look for gold to go back up. All right. And we have multiple zones that gold can go back to if it does go back in into a buy. So keep that in consideration. But that is all going to play on how the dollar reacts this week. As of right now, the dollar has been very bullish due to everything that's been going on with the inflations, the NFP, CPI, all that information been put out, making the dollar really strong right now. We thought it was going to get weak, but for some reason it's gained strength. Don't really know where it's coming from, but it's really strong right now. We had a small pullback right back at the end of the day on Friday, which gave us this pullback here right where I bought at. I'm now in a buy entry right at think I'm around 1801. I'm holding that up to 1830, 1827 area once I see a reaction here. But if you're not in the buy, I recommend that you stay out of this trade and wait till this zone is hit for a sell opportunity, or wait till the zone below 1798 is broken for a sale. This right here is a zone that could make or break you right now, because we really don't know what's going to happen. So I wouldn't advise selling from here, because you might get a pullback depending on how small your account is or big. Or you could buy and it could just crash. All right. So this just, if you're not in this trade already from here, I recommend staying out. But again, that's your own decision to make. This is what I have on gold. Make sure you guys get a screenshot of that. That is the daily chart. So make sure you scale down to the smaller time frame and look for your entries, preferably 15-minute chart for great entries, and then scale up to the 1 hour and 4 hours to see how they're looking for a solid hold. That's my recommendation. This is what I have on gold. Let's move right along to Great Britain USD. All right. Great Britain USD. Last week, this was showing a lot better on the weekly, so we're going to go ahead and jump back up on the weekly. All right. That played out really well. Great Britain USD. What you got for us today? What you got for us this week? All right, so this is what we have for Great Britain. Which is what we was looking for last week. We was looking for a small pullback to the zone. Overall, we was a bias for a sale, but we did not get that pullback, which got really kind of rough because I was in a buy. So I had to really make that decision, take that loss quickly, and took a small sale, which I pretty much broke even on this trade here. So it wasn't the best for Great Britain last week for me. I don't know about anyone else, but I did say Great Britain would sell. So that's what you should have been looking for overall if you looking for sales only. But again, we was looking for this pullback and it did not happen. So, and I said if Great Britain closed below this zone, breaking close, which it did, we would sell. And as the end of the week came, Friday, we got a pullback back. It's still closed below this red zone here, our sell zone, but I'm looking across the board here, and I gotta keep all this in mind. The only thing that's helping me that is candle is still sitting below it on the weekly, and it's sitting below it on the daily, but the daily really want to try to come back up, but it did not make it back to the zone. So I'm hoping and thinking that this is just a retest and we're looking for a sell from there. So my overall buy is still a sell. As long as that break stays below and close below this and we don't get above this, I'm still looking for the buy sell. We have nice little area here that could be a nice potential take profit, but my overall take profit is going to be this zone here. Okay. The candles wick down really nice. We could get a possible drop all the way down. I'm gonna just make another zone here. We could possibly get a drop there. Could possibly get a drop all the way down to the bottom of these candle wicks. So if you want to hold until that zone, that's totally up to you. But I recommend taking all profits as soon as this is hit, only because this is where the candle's body of the candle close. This right here, just all extra money that can happen. I wouldn't recommend trying to go for it. I would probably I will be taking my profits right here at 1.16700 area right at the tip, just to lock in that profit. I don't want to risk anything. It's been kind of crazy the last week with everything's going on. So it's best to seal the deal, secure the bag, and just wait and sit on your hands to the next move. All right, so this is the move bias. We are sell for Great Britain USD, but we still have to take in consideration anything could happen. All right. As you can see, we have the trend line going down right here. So we still could possibly re-break this, come back to the zone, and look for that to come back down for another sell. As long as it stay below this trend I have. Just widen it out just a little bit. Let's make that a little thicker. As long as we can stay below this trend, I would like, if it does get a pullback, I won't get too nervous until this is broken. I want to stay below this area here and then come back down. All right. Let me see here. So bias on the sell, as long as we stay below this area. But as you look across the board, we still could get some movement back and forth, back up to here. So I'm gonna keep this into play also. Overall, I like to suggest for you guys for Great Britain USD is to use a very light, small lot size while if we do get back in this area. But as long as we stay below this, and definitely once we get a break below this 1.20799 area, I would strongly go in bigger on my lot size as a sell. But this could be an area that we really got to watch out for. That could be possibly a rejection, and we could see Great Britain go into a bullish trend. Who knows? But what I would be doing and recommend to my team is to sell. I just want to see this come back down. I think this is just going to be a little noise in the market, playing around up and down, up and down. Could take a few days. So just look for those small time frames for those entries, possible buys, possible sales, possible buys, possible sales. Just kind of wiggle in this area, back and forth. It could be just like, don't know what we could get in here. Could just play around and slowly bait us and crash. All right. That could be a play too. I'm gonna leave that there. But follow the black arrows is what I'm really looking for. But just know that this right here, it could be a possible play. So don't be the fish to bite. Make sure that you just let the market play out like it want to, what it need to. Overall, we're not looking for any buys until we get back up in this area. And this is we're gonna extend that channel down. We're not looking for any buys until that channel is broken. Okay. That's all I have for Great Britain USD. Get your screenshot. If you like, make sure you like my channel, subscribe so you can get notifications. In my description on my bio of this YouTube channel, you can find information on my Telegram group, any information and to contact me. If you need more guidance, you want to join my Signal group. And that's all I have today. Thank you guys for joining. Have a blessed week. The Gold Gorilla's out.